I am going to be teaching you how to make these cute little pillowcases. So let's begin. For a project like this, you'll need a sewing machine, measuring tape, chalk, scissors, clips or pins, and an iron. I'm going to be using two types of fabric. My first fabric will be for the outer and inner pieces, and my second fabric will be for the ruffles and tie pieces. Exactly how much fabric you need will be explained when we measure out all these pieces. To cut out the outer piece, grab your favorite pillow and your measuring tape. Measure the length from one seam to the other and add in about 1 inch of seam allowance. Measure the width, also adding in 1 inch for seam allowance. Or if it's easier, grab an existing pillowcase you want to match. Measure it the same way, also adding in 1 inch to each measurement. We need to cut 2 of these pieces. Now let's cut the inner pieces. The width of these inner pieces will be the same as the pillow width we cut earlier. The length will be about 8 inches. We'll also need to cut 2 of these pieces. Now let's cut the tie pieces. Measure 5 inch by 9 inch and cut 4 of these. Now to cut your ruffle piece, start by adding up all 4 sides of the outer piece you measured earlier to get the total perimeter. Then double that number, that's your ruffle length. For the width, cut your piece to about 5 inches. It's up to you how wide you want to go. If your fabric isn't long enough to cut one continuous piece, just cut a few equal pieces and sew them together. When sewing the pieces together, make sure the right sides of the fabric are facing each other and that you're connecting them all the way through so you get one continuous piece with no edges. Take your ruffle piece and press the seams where you joined the pieces. Fold the whole piece in half lengthwise. The wrong sides of the fabric should be facing each other, giving it a good press. We're going to do 3 types of stitches on this piece. First, I'll be cleaning up the raw edges with a zigzag stitch. Next, I'll be doing a straight top stitch as close as I can get to that folded edge to lock in that fold. And lastly, I'll do 2 parallel basting stitches, about 1/4 of an inch from the edge where we will zigzag stitch. These stitches will be roughly 1/2 inch apart. The basting stitches are for gathering the fabric. A basting stitch is just a long straight stitch. You'll need to get your machine to the longest stitch length and the lowest tension, plus no back stitching. Just make sure you have a long enough thread in the end to pull once you're done. So if you are unsure how to create a basting stitch, your sewing machine manual will teach you the settings, or there are plenty of tutorials on this. And in the end, this is how it should all look. For the tie pieces, fold the fabric lengthwise so that the right sides of the fabric are facing each other. Sew a straight stitch across the entire length with about 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. Take a safety pin and turn the tie inside out by pushing the safety pin through. Press it, fold one of the ends of each piece in twice and just sew a straight stitch to lock it in place. Now just to quickly recap, this is what you should have: the 4 tie pieces, the 2 inner pieces, the 2 outer pieces, and the ruffle piece. I'm also going to do zigzag stitches on each individual outer piece and inner piece. This is just to stop the edges from fraying. You can use an overlocker for this as well. Take one of the outer pieces and decide which side will be the right side. This should be facing you. Fold the ruffle piece in half and clip the zigzagged edge to one corner of the outer piece. Then clip the other end to the opposite corner, making sure it's a zigzag edge as well, so you get an even split when you're gathering the fabric. Slowly start to pull one of the basting threads to gather the fabric. As you are doing this, clip the zigzag edge of the ruffle piece to the zigzag edge of the outer piece. Sorry the video cut off here, but just know that the other end was matched perfectly as well. After I'm done, I'm going to sew another basting stitch all the way around the edge so these pieces don't move. You can skip this step if you prefer, but this just kind of helps me. We will remove this thread in the end. Now decide where you want the first 2 ties to go. Make sure the raw edges of the ties are on the edge of the outer piece. Take one of the inner pieces, so the right sides of the fabric should be facing the right sides of the outer piece, so they should be facing each other. Clip it to the edge of the outer piece along with the ties, and sew a straight stitch with about 1/4 inch seam allowance. Grab your second outer piece. The right sides of the fabric should be facing you. Add in the 2 remaining ties, again making sure the raw edges of the ties are on the edge of this outer piece. Also, make sure you've measured them in the same way as you did with the other piece so they line up. Take your remaining inner piece. The right sides of the outer piece and the inner piece should be facing each other, and sew a straight stitch along the edge with about 1/4 inch seam allowance. Once you're done doing one of these pieces, flip the inner piece over and do an understitch. Make sure the seams are on the side that you'll be stitching and get as close as you can to the edge. Do the exact same for the other piece. Take the piece with the ruffles. Make sure the ruffles are still facing inwards and that the inner piece is also unfolded. Grab the other side, place it on top so that all the edges are lined up. The right sides of the fabric should be facing each other. Sew a straight stitch along the entire edge except the opening. And finally, once you've sewn everything, take the inner piece and sandwich the bottom seams to the edge of the outer piece from the inside. I'm just going to do a stitch to lock it in place so it doesn't move. Do the same for the other side. And don't forget to unpick any basting stitches that is seen on the pillow and clean things up. You can also overlock all the insides, but I've already zigzag stitched all the edges, so I'm quite happy with it. And also, of course, make a matching pillow. Thank you for watching.